Call the meeting of Newbury Historical Commission to order November 9th,
Yeah.
9th, 7 p.m. Start out with the Pledge of Allegiance. When Jane's ready. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh. I need to have like a rope tied to this
Okay,
table.
everybody open to your minutes of the meeting for November.
No, my
Thank you.
darling. You don't have to tell anybody to review them.
Yes, I did.
I don't see anything. Rich? You should watch it.
So, under notes on correspondence,
Yes.
all inquiries, family research or referred to various websites include the sons and daughters. Should that be including?
Yep.
Okay. And then, under the LHDSC, towards the end, it says the trustees of reservations, comma, SPNEA, which is not SPNEA anymore. It's Historic New England.
No, it's not legally.
Really? Really?
Yes.
I don't know how you can keep up with all the different abbreviations, to be honest.
They refer to themselves as Historic New
Yes,
England.
they do. However, if you look at anything that they put out that's official, it says it on the bottom of it.
Huh.
And I, in fact, called and
Maybe they-
asked them
they
why,
probably
and they
just never
said
changed the
because
charter?
the legal name is still
Huh.
Society for the Preservation of New England Antiquities, but they
Okay.
call themselves,
Because it's easier to
Historic New
say.
England.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's easier to say, yeah, it's shorter.
Okay,
Yeah, right?
I didn't find anything else.
Any other errors or omissions, changes to the minutes from last month? I'll entertain a motion to accept them as amended.
I move that we accept the minutes of the November 14th, 2024 meeting as amended.
Second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Done. Okay, we'll go a little out of order tonight, and we will, we have a guest from the Board of Selectmen. Bill, what do you have for us?
I came to listen mostly, but I have 3 copies of a document that we got from the Massachusetts Historical Commission about a Massachusetts Preservation Project Fund grant program. So this may be of interest to you.
We do get that. It's a hot, to fill you in, it's a highly competitive grant
I figured,
thing, and the biggest problem is we don't have a grant writer.
Could get
That's
that.
a full-time
that
job.
sounds
What
like a
about the
problem.
cultural council?
So-
Can't they do that for us?
You have to actually go to school to do it.
Yeah.
Now, the fire department has one guy, that's what his job is grant writing. I don't know what other departments in this town have grant writers.
The cultural council has, that's what they do. They look
They have a
for
grant writer?
grant, that's what they do. They look for grants to help cultural save.
Who knew?
I
Well,
looked
I'll
it
tell you-
I
I'll
looked
tell
it
you,
up today, but I just read their statement quick.
I'll tell you a secret. The new assistant town administrator, Joy Stanton,
Uh-huh,
is an excellent grant writer.
good.
I think she was helping Patty do something for the police department. You probably have to request her to do that, Tracy.
Yeah.
What, if we need to?
It's good to know.
Yeah. Okay.
She came from Rowley Police Department. She worked for the chief, and she was instrumental in getting some significant grants for them.
Good, good. Well, we've never been able to go any further with it, but now that we know where there is one, that's a place to start. Maybe we can find out someday about getting the audit of the houses done with grant money. The Macris thing. Okay.
Also, the archives.
Yeah.
You know, we've been talking about the archives for years.
Yep, yep. All right. And Lon is away. Did he leave? There's no report from Lon? No treasurer's report?
No, but the assumption is nothing's really changed since November,
Right.
because the schoolhouse is closed. Anything that was left for money that had to get paid would have been for the porta potty. And if there was a couple of bills, and I think he would have taken care of that, but you saw the email I sent you today?
Yes, so I'll go over that now. So I'll give my version of the treasurer's report today. We've got two things that we've been dealing with over the last month. One is the budget. So we're supposed to submit the budget so they can write the budget. So every year it gets earlier and earlier. Last year it was January. They give us, even though there's 52 weeks in a year, they give us 2 weeks to get the budget in. Doesn't give us any time to come to a meeting. Takes that long for somebody to sit down and read it. So this year, they send the budget out. 2 weeks to do it. They sent it out in November. When the meeting isn't until June or the summer or whatever it
Isn't
is.
it April?
April. So the meeting's April. We've got all this time. So for the third year in a row, the budget has been level funded. Even though we've got enough emails to fill this desk going back and forth about the insufficiency of one of the lines on our budget. They all know about it. I did not get it in on time. They said, we've level funded your budget. It's like, there's emails from 30 days ago saying, we need this funding for our employee. No, you didn't get it in on time, done. So now Jan and I work in communication with Lon, the treasurer, and Lon says there's something else wrong with the budget. What is that line called? It's the
The line item we had,
fundraising
like
money is
funds,
now
the
missing.
the
So,
special fund.
Yep.
So,
When,
Where we had all of our money, basically?
yes.
no,
So
the money that it was originally like from the sale of the coins for the last.
Yep.
fundraising money, sale of the coins, money that's been folded over and actually started with the 375th celebration,
Yeah.
I think, too. And I don't
And
know
that's
if you-
not showing up in our accounts anymore?
It
Is that
hasn't
what you're
shown
saying?
up since July 1st. Of course, we didn't know that because they're so far behind. Now we know. So Lon's gone back and asked the accountant, and she says, no, they took it out of there.
They put it in the
This
general
is-
fund.
They put it in the general fund, they took it. The fundraising money from the historical
So the,
commission.
what is it, 3,000 something?
Yeah, it was over $3,000.
Yeah, it's like 3,400 or something.
I want to say it was like
that.
36 or something, but maybe I'm remembering it wrong. It was definitely over 3. Ooh.
So, yeah, if somebody had November's report, I know that's what we both are doing.
I remember that one.
It's like, what's the point of us saving the money?
Well,
yeah.
because the new person
You spend
was
it.
not aware of that. And Eileen used to just do it automatically. But when she retired, it fell through the cracks. And he was not getting any information. And apparently, I mean, he had gone in a few times and they weren't done yet. with this, you know, because there's always a delay in
Right.
closing the year, because the year closes June 30th.
Right, which is always so weird to me.
Technically, but you've got to wait for bills to come in, you got to do this stuff, I know, because I'm an accountant. And it got further and further out, because the new person's trying to, you know, do it by themselves, so whatever. So it was $3,456.67
Yeah.
in the special account. It's literally called the special account. So Eileen used to just roll it over every year. And then come to find out, a couple of emails that had been sent to Lon was sent to his old account he doesn't
Like an old
use
email?
anymore. So it wasn't updated, so it was just a big, you know, calamity.
Why? Now, we just got a lecture that all the emails can only come to the chairman, and they'll only talk to me. So that doesn't hold water with me.
What doesn't?
That they contacted
They're
Lon.
contacting him directly when they just lectured me that everything has to come through me. It cannot go directly to the other members when you wanted to go to talk to the town accountant about the insufficiency. Again,
I just think it's amazing that they didn't like look up, like,
I mean,
like call, like
$3,400
contact.
is
That's what I mean,
there,
contact one
it's
person.
left over. I mean, you've got all our contact information and telephone numbers, and yet it just gets deleted.
All
So,
right.
we're gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah,
Lovely. Okay.
Lon on the Lower Green Study Committee, he is not here. Does anybody else have anything? Have they met or
Yeah, they
anything else
meet.
going?
they have another meeting this month. I can't read the date because I didn't print it, because they have them on Monday nights and I can never go to them.
And they had those 3 public meetings?
Yeah, which were not well attended at all.
Yeah.
But the question, I guess, would be how many people went on the town website or whatever and filled out the survey
Survey.
that they had. So I don't know what the answer to that is, and I haven't seen anything from anybody saying anything on it. Because I guess, I've clicked to get there when they get the meetings, but like I said, I can never go because the one night a week I work is when they have their meeting every time, so, and then he's away, so he has no updates for us. But they are meeting again, I don't know if it's next Monday. And they post their things, but of course, they're like everybody else, whatever's on the town website is a month behind because you have to approve before it can go on there, so I don't know exactly where they're at, other than they just continue at it, and I don't know what the results were of, like I said, for anything on the town website for people to approve. But there was like 2 people at the one I was at, which was at the Pitta Hall. I think there was like 1 person at the library, and I don't know how many people were down here, but I think maybe 1, if at all. So there was like a large.
It's not a great turnout then.
You think?
Yeah.
So, but that doesn't mean people didn't fill out the thing
Right.
on the town website and give their information, so I don't know where they're gonna roll with that after that. So, sorry, that's all I
Okay.
got.
All
I
right.
can just add, I know on their website, they would like to have a vote, at the annual town meeting
Yeah,
about this. So at some point, I think the select board would be looking for an update from him about where they are. That's the message we'll give to him, not through you.
hopefully
Yeah.
prior to
Okay.
the meeting.
Yeah.
So, okay, can you send that in an email? Or just take the shortcut?
For,
To Lon, if they want a question in the annual town meeting, they need to get it into the selectmen now.
Yeah.
At least the status of where they are and what's left for them to do to wrap things up, to finalize it. And just so you'll know, we got an email from Jonathan, the IT director. They're going to change our email address to not .org, it'll be
It's like
.gov.
.gov.
Yeah, he mentioned that to me
Just-
today.
yeah,
Yeah, that ought to
and
screw
it's
things
in the
up for
pile.
a year and a
That's
half.
why I
It's in
said
the
it.
pile.
We can't even get them now, never mind later.
Yeah.
You know, he asked me if we all had our own individuals, and I was like, no, we do not have our own individual emails.
No, do we have calendars?
I know, I was like, don't even, I didn't even want to get into that. And I was like, and they're switching their offices. Like the
Yeah.
IT office is gonna be basically still where the IT office is, but when I went up there today, they were like packing everything in boxes.
Because we are now gonna occupy
The other
the
suite.
majority of the second floor.
Yeah. So like when you walk up the stairs, what are you gonna do? Like walk down the hall more,
Well,
or
right now you take a, well,
right into the building, into the
yeah,
office?
into the offices. As you go around, like the inspectional services and everything is gonna be, they're gonna just be continually down the hall.
Okay.
Because they're gonna punch through to
Okay.
put in the conference room where the selectmen are always meeting,
Yeah.
select persons.
This
Um,
the directory is
It's
already
gonna
been,
stay there.
directory's already been posted up there.
Oh, has
You can
it?
go to the left as if you were going to Tracy's office,
Yeah.
or to the right, and it tells you what people are to the left and what people are to the right.
Nice.
So,
So
And then
looks
they're
like we're gonna be in
shifting-
that
And
area
part
for a
of,
while, huh?
part of what they're doing is to try to get, they're gonna have more storage
Right.
so that they can stop renting, we can stop renting storage space
Okay. Which is
in the-
smart.
in the back. So,
And it's gonna be compliant storage? That was one of the big issues, right?
well, like the ones they have down in the town clerk's office are all like hermetically
Yeah.
up to
Fireproof
date and all that stuff, so. And then where there used to be a conference room, which is now where the town clerk is with the separate computers that have, you know,
Yeah.
all the information that has to be locked is in there. The room next to them, which is the inspectional service and the Concom, is now gonna be a conference room. So there will be another conference room in the building, which would be nice.
Okay.
So, because if you want to meet with somebody now, the last time I went to meet with, Peter, the building inspector, we had to sit out in the lobby. There's no
Nowhere to
place to
sit?
have a meeting, so,
At least there's the lobby. I mean, goodness.
yeah.
You know what
so
I
that-
mean? Gives you an
yes.
option.
So that's a good place to
You're not in the
focus,
parking
people
lot.
going
Yeah,
in and out of the doors and
sitting in
in
your
the
car.
senior center and up the stairs. It's
Tonight.
very focus oriented, so, you know, we'll see what happens
All right. Cool.
with it. Hopefully, it's gonna all get settled in,
Quickly.
yeah.
Okay, so that's all the website report there?
Yeah, he basically seemed very overwhelmed today because I was like, should we be working on anything? And he was like, honestly, until I get into the next office. And I was like, all right, I'll touch base.
He's
with you
been
next
working
month."
at home, from home, I
Has he?
think. Yeah, because I went in to see him Tuesday and he wasn't there, but he had been sending me emails, so he's working, they told me he's working from home because,
Well, everything's been torn apart. It
yeah,
feels like.
and then they have to move printers and all this stuff
Yeah.
around, so it's just a nightmare.
the move happens tomorrow. That's the schedule.
Well, I could tell. They were definitely
They were
like
backing up
bees.
and-
Everybody
yeah.
was moving around today.
Okay, correspondence, Jan.
Yeah. Before I forget what month I'm gonna be after. Oh, you got it. Okay. We had a lot of correspondence. We got an email, which you sent me, and I also got from the Commonwealth of Mass for new
Seminars.
seminars
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
updates and things to that effect. So, that's my agenda, I think. Okay, so we got well, you got an email. I think this is the one you got. You got it, because it's in the mail when I go. Pure Sky Energy of Scotland, Mass. Solar LLC, they're talking about 70 Scotland Road and putting solar panels there.
Is that the farm one where it's like way set back?
I don't know how the numbers run in Scotland, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it
That's the site we were talking about before.
Pickles?
I think it's like way up almost to the state police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that
it's
end.
probably like a quarter of a mile west of where Colby's farm stand is.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm
Right
saying.
there,
It's
yeah.
like in the
It's a
farm.
big, it's a great big
I think it's
field.
Michael.
And I checked,
I think.
Wouldn't doubt.
And at the time, there was some concern that there might have been historic
In-
Native
right,
American,
yeah,
blah, blah,
it
blah.
wasn't, though.
And I checked with Christine Malpica, she didn't know anything about anything going on there, so.
Well, is this the one they talked about a year and a half ago?
Well, I'm gonna
Mass-
check that. I'm
That's what I
gonna-
Yeah.
thought
So
too.
Mass.
Now
we
they got the
saved that.
address.
We
Yeah.
saved that letter. Mass Historical said, no, you can't put solar panels here because this is Native American
Right,
hunting land.
yeah.
And they said no to it. So I don't know if this is the same site or
The
not.
Mass Historic Commission advises that the Corps, not sure who the Corps is. The project's been reviewed by the Corps.
Army Corps
Oh,
of
the Army
Engineers.
Corps of Engineers. Advises that the Corps should commence notification to Native American tribes and to other interested parties and invite them to participate in consultation.
Okay,
So, because this is from the Commonwealth of Mass, Tammy Turley, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, that sent out this mail that you got. Well, it goes to the mailbox, it's addressed to the chair. So, that's what it's about, that the solar electrical generation facility of approximately 42 acres within a 71-acre parcel. It's a lot of
It's a lot.
acres.
that's a lot of acres.
So the Mass Historical Commission advises the Corps to commence with the Native Americans, which I said, and interested local, regional, statewide agencies, et cetera, should assist with the planners and the Corps to identify any information that leads to historic qualities, characteristics, and things like that, so.
So if anybody else is doing any of this magnitude, they have to have the subsurface radar of the property done. I would assume the Mass Historical would be insisting on that at the same time for historic land like that, whatever they call that, site survey. Did they give any map come with it or anything?
No,
And I can't find it here on the website.
What's the number again?
70, I'm looking at it, and it's not on here. They have a bunch off of Scotland Road.
Well, Colby Farm's 50.
Yeah, I think it's Pike's, but I can't
so
be sure.
so
Are they on this list
Yeah,
here?
like-
even
Yeah, it's
numbers
not
are
my
on the
ends.
right-hand side of the road, and
Well,
odd
which
numbers.
way are you traveling?
Well,
Here's
if
Colby.
50
It's
is
this
down
big
there,
chunk
then
here.
we're going
You can
up,
see, like,
so.
there's like a road and then, but that goes to like nothing,
All right,
right?
there's some old hog shacks and stuff back there,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like, you know, a tree, you can see a tree's been blown over, because I go to Colby Farm all the time.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like this giant field.
area.
I think
Yeah.
it's Pikeville, and I think it's on Hay Street, is it? I mean, Hale, off of Hale. You know where Hale Street
Yeah.
runs?
Yeah. so,
Starts
like, the
there,
other
it goes
side.
all the way.
Yeah, so from here to here,
Mhm.
Oh, okay, all right, yep.
here to
And
here.
I would have thought it was maybe, I don't know, it'd be nice to know, well, you got it on there, but I can't get it on
So
there.
it's a 70-acre site, so
I mean,
there's a lot of open land.
that's,
out there.
it's hard, yeah. I mean, if it's all hidden by trees and it's not, you know,
I mean, that's all open, that's gonna be completely visible from the
Yeah, it's
road,
not-
that's part of the image of the town.
yeah, it's
Is
unfortunate.
there a contact person that we can ask for plans, or a site plan?
Yeah, well, the person who sent the letter, you know.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
And it's signed by, it's addressed to the Army Corps of Engineers, and it's signed by Brona Simon, State Historic Preservation Officer, State Archaeologist. So
Yeah, my aunt
Well,
has
then they're on
tons
top.
of land over there
We
too.
should still,
Yeah.
it says the Mass Historical Commission staff believe the proposed energy project would adversely affect
Somebody
the
planted some of
south
that this summer.
pasture
I had never seen any of that
common
planted
pasture
before, and some of
area
it was
Some, like,
was
and
crop
corn.
cover or
historic
Yeah.
something.
qualities and
Was
characteristics
it corn?
Yeah,
in a number of ways, including but not limited to changing the character of the property's use and setting and the introduction of visual elements that diminish the integrity of the
Well, the-
property's significant historic feature as a historic rural agricultural landscape,
The
say
town-
that 3
The
times
town
fast.
bylaw says that the installation cannot be visible from any street.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
definitely see it. It's not like there's
You're gonna see
trees
it,
blocking it.
yeah.
So clearly Mass Historical's on the game already.
Yeah,
So Jan, can you please see if we can get supporting documents as far as a map or site plan? So we can
What
maybe
Yeah, I
have it
wonder why
for
it's not
next
listed
meeting or
in
something.
the assessors
I'm not
records.
surprised.
It's not.
Shady.
Well, unless it's one of these that just don't give the, doesn't give a number.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Keeps it elusive. You can't find it.
Right. Well, I
Still
suppose I
probably
could
hasn't
punch
paid
on each of
property
these.
taxes since the Civil War.
71 acres, that's gotta be most of the land from one exit to the next exit.
Well,
It
yeah,
is.
basically.
It is.
Basically,
Myatt or Plakel.
it's giant.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to get on the
There's a
horse
lot
with
of
this.
thing they need to get approved through before they can do anything.
Clarify. Good.
Yeah, I think we need
Do
to
they
on
need
both.
I think we need to
Section
focus.
404, general permits, a national pollution discharge elimination system construction general permit, say that 3 times fast.
Because they go into a semi-pervious surface.
Yeah, it's like
So
little rivers right there.
it changes the whole runoff situation.
Yeah.
It's-
So, and the
So-
project requires a review by the Corps and the EPA in compliance with Section 106 of the
Good.
National Historic Preservation Act of 1966. So there's a lot of, they're on board here with
Yeah.
what's going on.
There's a lot
Good,
of
good.
hoops to jump through.
And it must be a 61A, right? It must be a 61A out there? Well, I wonder, like, can you farm energy? Just
They
ask.
love to call them solar farms.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Sounds
I
folksy.
get it. I mean, if I had a big plot like that, I'd like to take less than half of it and make a solar,
Yeah.
harvest some energy.
I know, my
Instead of
neighbor just did it.
harvesting corn.
It's easier, right? In
Right,
theory.
I just don't know what the regular, if
Okay,
that's
next
cited in there.
correspondence.
Okay, if anybody wants this, I can send it to you. Eva sent information to the Cultural Council per our last discussion, and sent links to Ryan, who was the one that was the head of the chair that was, or whatever, was contacting us and asked about more information, sent us pictures. Thank you for sending this along. I chatted with John.
Oh, Fix. He's the one who arranged the haystacks to be built.
Joe Fix said you were knowledgeable about the haystacks. And is there any other history you could share above that? So I'm assuming you are doing whatever you
I did,
can
I
do.
did it the next day, and I sent
Yeah.
you, I CC'd the commission.
I'm sure it's in the file.
I sent a bunch of stuff. He was thrilled with it because he answered me back.
I know, but I don't want to print 87 pages
Yeah.
of, because following your request, I to provide the draft, you sent all this information.
I did.
I did.
Yeah, that needed, that
I was
needed
like,
Rich to look
okay,
at
I'm not
it
going to
before it
read
went
all
anywhere.
this.
But that
If
was,
we need to
you know what that
know it,
was?
I could send it all to you.
You know what that was? That was the survey that was asked of us last summer from Connecticut on Salt Marsh Hay. Do you remember that?
Okay, no.
And I filled it out, and now they've actually quoted me on their display down there in
That's
the
awesome.
aquarium. But that's what that was actually from, that piece that I
Yeah,
wrote.
so,
The rest of it was some really good stuff that I found at the museum and at, I believe, the library. I just sent him where he could find. I sent him the titles and where I found the information, so if he wanted to, he could go and find it himself.
and then the next one up is about the Nightmare of the Stone.
Which stone?
The one I was
Which
concerned
Which
with
stone?
laying on the ground, that
Okay,
stone.
that would be,
That's
Mile
mile
marker?
marker
Bay
35.
State
Yeah.
mile marker.
Yeah,
So, he went and fixed and did, and
excellent.
boom, it was
For
done.
for our viewing people, the mile marker, Bay State Road mile marker that is in
Boston Road.
Newbury on Boston Road, mile marker number
35, I believe.
35 miles from Boston, was hit in a car accident, and our DPW has nicely fixed it, put it back together again, put it back up again, and the whole thing has been taken care of.
Yeah, it's great, they were,
Yeah.
boom,
All in
Johnny
one
on the
day.
spot, boom,
Good.
done.
Good.
Oh, because we didn't have them, we got emailed the end of November, then December,
Right.
January, so we're in a whole big, so, I had asked him for, him being James again, for updates on the roofing.
Yes, the facilities chief, yes.
So, he said they had a bid opening for the roof and 2 contractors gave the same price, so they're working through that and hopefully award a contract soon. That was, right after our November meeting, so I haven't gotten anything new on it from him, but, and then the windows,
So the windows have been removed. When I first saw the job that they did with the plywood, I was not real crazy about it, but I went the day of, back in November, we had that big windy, like 3 inches of rain storm.
Yeah.
And they were not leaking, and they were holding fast. Went up in the attic, I didn't see any leaking up in the attic. I do not have a promise date for getting them back and getting them reinstalled. But one of the good things is that they put the plywood, they mounted it on the inside of the frames, so they didn't knock any holes in my brand new paint job on the outside of the frames.
That's good.
So, it's in process.
Yeah.
And we're a whole lot further down the road than we were, 6 months ago.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great.
No, it's great how fast this is moving.
Yeah.
They needed it.
yeah, it just takes forever to get there, but once we got there,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like,
All of a sudden, it
boom.
just started to pop,
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
great, so that's good.
Yeah.
Because Lon had sent me an email saying that he was gonna take a look at the wall to see if if we needed to move any furniture around or anything.
Yeah, and he did move some stuff around.
So-
I noticed that when I was in
And then
there.
he was gonna make sure he took the flags in,
Yeah,
so, that was in December,
yeah, and the flags were in when I
Yeah.
went there.
yeah, so,
And I went back, I've been going once a week or so, just to see if the windows have come back and make sure the plywood's still in place. I went by there today and everything is the same as it was in November.
Yeah.
So it looks like everything's
I
holding
guess
tight.
there's no Christmas lights this year, so we
No
don't need to worry
Christmas
about
lights,
taking them down.
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to see them through the plywood.
Yeah.
Look at all the electricity we saved.
Yep.
I can tell you that the roofing bid, both contractors came in at $55,000. And
That's
I
good.
think they had an agreement that a coin toss would determine who
Really?
would get the
Wow.
contract.
Really
That
old
was-
western
I
days.
was
Yeah.
told that was
That hold up
agreed
in
to.
court?
That was agreed to. Well, that's just it.
Yeah.
It was agreed to that, and then the person who lost the coin toss is taking it to court
Yeah.
Oh,
No way, really?
to determine if there's a better way to decide.
I would have
Who gets
asked
the
for a
contract?
discount. Who's
Yeah.
gonna?
Yeah, I would have said, who's gonna give me a
Well,
better
they-
deal?
You boys-
Immediately.
Get in a room together and the cheap one come out and talk to me.
Yeah.
Whoever's willing to cut their price more is gonna get the job.
Right.
That easy.
That easy.
Yeah.
So they're really doing that?
Oh, that's horrible.
That's hilarious. 'cause I was
So-
just gonna ask, what's
So
the
we're
status of
gonna,
the roof?
so now it's
So-
gonna delay it even more?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Stupid. All right.
I don't think they were gonna start work during the winter anyway. were they?
No,
But
but
it's the idea of it being ready to go for the
Yeah.
spring and it's gonna
Have
not
the
be.
shovel ready, yeah.
okay, what else we got?
Ferry House. They were, right now, the work that they were gonna do on the Ferry House is off
Yeah,
because, Spinea
yeah,
holds a preservation restriction on the property.
Yep.
And they refused to let anything get moved.
This is the house with the
The pumpkin
connector
house.
and the
Yeah.
barn.
Pumpkin House, yeah,
and they were gonna dismantle the
just
barn
gonna-
and reassemble it on
Yeah.
the other side of the property.
so,
so they got denied.
So what?
They
They
got
got
denied.
denied by Historic New England.
Spinay, yeah, they won't let them because it's against the preservation and they're not going to, apparently they're not gonna bend with it. Like, the reason I believe that we didn't have a problem with it was because they were gonna move it just back on the same property and rebuild it with the same materials, so it wasn't,
And they were gonna add garage doors, but you wouldn't be able to see them from the street.
yeah, so,
So the appearance from the street was largely the same, except they had like a little breezeway between the two sections. So in my mind, they were not really altering the property, but
Yeah,
Historic New England
Their
had.
view
Well,
is the
preservation is-
property is the whole property.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
so, that's
yeah, all right.
not on us.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
We're off the hook,
We're
yeah.
off that
It's
one.
unfortunate for them, because it probably was gonna be a really beautiful project.
Yeah.
You know,
It would've been-
it's nice when people actually take the time to care and really
Yeah.
do a good job, but
Excuse me.
we'll see. I'm sure they'll come up with some other plan.
Milestone, I told you all about the milestone. The poor thing, it's so sad.
Oh, boy,
I mean, you notice you can't even see the writing,
yeah.
because that's how it was spun
Yeah.
and fell.
Oh.
Um, But thank goodness, it's back up and seems
This didn't
standing
crack and
there
break
At
nice.
least they would have stole it. They tried to steal a couple of them back in the 60s.
God, you know what those things weigh?
I was just gonna say, get
They
a
tried to
hernia.
dig up the one on Hanover and
Yeah.
Green
Yep,
and the Witchstone. And when my husband worked for the town, he was told not to remove any vines from that Witchstone.
Make it so nobody would go
So
near
nobody
Oh,
would
yeah.
go near it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. Poison ivy is a nice deterrent.
it is.
So, yeah, I was down there and I sent a thing to him, to James, and boom. 2 days later, the thing was in,
Beautiful.
back up and looks
Good.
nice and it was great. I was really happy. And then there's all kinds of emails we're getting about from the IT department has already been discussed because there's so much change going on. And they are going to change to the .gov thing and it's gonna affect a lot of things. After January 30th, anything sent to townofnewbury.org will automatically be responded with a notification that that address is no longer gonna be used and this will be the new.
So, Bill, what is the town gonna do so everybody knows what all these new email addresses are gonna be? They're gonna send out a sheet to everybody?
That's a very good question that I don't have the answer to.
I think
somebody
that
oughta-
if you use an old one, it'll forward to the new one
Should.
for the beginning.
It's gonna, well, it's gonna like
Yeah.
any website. This website is no longer in use. This is our new website, is
404
basically
or-
what's
Yeah.
being done.
But like if it's an email or something, if they use an old email, it'll like forward to the new one and then you'll respond from the correct one, kind of thing like that.
I
So
think
this,
it's,
when that period of time expires, if someone hadn't sent an email to the town,
Yeah,
they
there's
did it
that-
after
Right,
that, they
yeah.
wouldn't get that forwarded
But
message.
they're not gonna keep the old domain
So,
up forever,
no.
you know?
No, but I don't think the old email addresses disappear in theory. It's like, so if they still use that one, it will still get forwarded.
Someplace.
Right, we'll see. We'll find out.
So it's gonna affect a lot of things, obviously. And then, as we've already talked about, the whole thing is affecting, in situ with the movement around in the building and changing where people are and the whole thing. So everything's gonna be changed, but supposedly as of that date, the 30th, it's gonna be, changed. And then people will get a thing saying, please use our new address. I mean, that happens with a lot of people, so, hopefully it will be fine. Then there was a question, Lon went on, they were looking for the bylaw, our bylaw for the DDB, and they've changed the way it looks. If you click on the one that's on our website page,
Yeah,
it takes you to this new site for it, but I went to do something and it wouldn't let me unless I signed up for $195. I'm like,
What?
yeah, that's what I said, what? So I said, no, there's something wrong with this. So I sent it to John and he said, that should not happen, let me look at it. But I guess you can print it, but you can't download it, or it's some
Oh, no.
weird funky
Lame.
thing, and he's gonna look into it because it made no
Yeah.
sense. This is our,
Like a little form.
it's
Right.
our website.
Yeah.
So how are they telling me that if I go to my website, I can't use it, like, basically is, so, John is aware of it, and
Okay.
he's going to contact the, company and make sure that they get everything straightened out, so you can
Well,
get
permit-
on it.
Permit 360 is where everybody goes to get a copy of all the bylaws for every town in Massachusetts. I'm sure they do it for every state. And it's an indexed, it streamlines all of it. But why, you should still be able to access it directly on our website without going through any hoops. So hopefully he
Yeah.
gets that straightened
Yeah,
out.
because he said he was not aware of it, and he's thanked me for letting him know right away. And I could print it, I think I could print it, but I can't download it. It's
Still
just,
seems weird.
yeah, so there was just something bizarre, and so
Good catch.
then I let Lon know that it was getting, because he's like,
At some point,
I'm like, you sure you're at the town website? Is charging you?
Yeah,
'Cause
like, no.
so at some point, I'd be interested to see exactly what a resource permit 360 is. And is it something that we want? So if we were, say, researching dark sky lighting, and we want to see 365 towns in Massachusetts, what the bylaws in every town for dark sky lighting was, you should be able to go, that's what the permit 360 is. It's for contractors to, if he's bidding a job in Newbury to see what the bylaw is about cedar roof shingles.
Right.
He doesn't have to go and dig and call. It's all on permit 360. It's a private entity that charges you for the service. But someday we may find that as an asset, and I don't know if the town's already a member of it. It'd be kind of interesting.
Right, right.
well, we're on it now.
No, we're on it.
We're
Are
on
we a member?
E-code 360.
Yeah, Ecode 360.
Yeah,
But do we have a subscription?
I know, but I don't.
Yeah, that
so
allows us access.
That would be on John, I have no clue. All I know is that you can print it, but you can't download it.
Because they don't want you to alter it.
They don't want- yeah,
It might be just
they want it.
read only.
But I mean,
Yeah.
we could,
Yeah.
you could download it when it was just on our town website. So now it's like,
Yeah. Screenshots. That's what screenshots are for. Sorry, it's just.
That's kind of low tech nowadays.
Yeah.
In 2025, that's kind of low tech.
Yeah.
so we'll see what happens with that
Right.
going forward. John, he's been just snapping the answers right out lately. It's
Good.
just,
Yeah, refreshing.
which is great, because he's getting caught up, I think. I don't know anything what happened about Orchard Street, 61A, do you?
No, I did not read any planning board documents after that. They were planning on approving the transfer out of 61A. What is that? What's that number? 170?
170 Orchard.
The Apple Orchard, Bulgaris Apple Orchard development. The planning board was going to take it out of 61A, and I assume they have. So that development is going forward.
Is that the end of the list here? There was this like.
What was the
forever.
Anthony Morse one, family history? Connie
Oh,
Howard?
yeah. It's in here somewhere. She found something interesting. She's the lady that also complained because she thought, she didn't like the roof thing we were doing.
Oh, the shingles? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Come to the meetings.
I don't know, where did I ever do it? I lost it. I'll look for it.
Okay.
I have it on, obviously I have it on the website, but I thought I printed it. But I didn't forward it to you, huh?
I was-
So I think we've made it through the pile. If I notice something else, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I don't know where she is.
Unfinished business, the only other thing I had was the Central Street rock has, to the best of my knowledge, has not moved yet. I'm sure it's on your to-do
Is
list.
that what you mentioned to me before, that it was removed from the wall at
Yeah.
Mansfield?
Yes, yes,
And I think you said Billy Pearson was storing it,
yes, yeah.
and David, the guy who resigned as the assistant town administrator, I think he was trying to contact you to get some details about it, or
Get
try
it
to find
installed.
it, or,
Yeah,
it sounds like nothing has happened.
yeah, so it's, as soon as, the DPW is handling the whole thing.
They are,
Yes, yes.
okay.
So, so that,
So I
they're
can
supposed to
ask-
pick, they're supposed to pick it up and move it back to Central Street
Okay,
and put it in, we discussed, if we got there, if they wanted our second opinion, if they
Yeah.
just get it back into the wall where it started.
okay.
And there's several, like in the vicinity of the fire hydrant was my example, because there's a bunch of swales in the wall
Yeah,
there.
Yeah,
So if we can just get it in that wall somewhere, and I did talk to Barry Manter at the golf Christmas party and tried to cross-examine him about the location, and he did not, he said, as far as he remembers, it was always just on the ground somewhere there.
I'll ask Tracy to ask James for some status. That's
Yep.
the chain of command I have to go through.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
assuming they'd want to do that when it's warmer out.
Yeah, so I know they got a lot going on, but yeah, so if we, before anything else happens, we just get it moved.
That was the other reason why I came tonight.
Two important rocks.
So, any other,
I found the note, sorry to
Okay, go
interrupt you.
ahead.
I made a discovery today and thought if you were not already aware, you'd find this interesting. A direct descendant of Newbury first settler Anthony Morse on the stone at the Lower Green is Samuel Morse, the inventor of the telegraph and Morse code.
Morse code.
Yeah.
We're so famous we don't even know it.
says who?
Yeah, which she said,
Says
she
Connie
cited-
Helwig.
So, how
I'm
many?
just reading this. The ancestral line goes from Anthony Morse and the second wife, Mary Barnard, to their son, Peter Morse, to his son, John Morse, to his son, Deacon Jedediah Morse, and another Jedediah Morse to Samuel Morse. So in other words, it's
Like 7
it's
generations. And then-
going down through this, and they
I don't know if I
lived
counted
near the Upper Green on Hanover Street.
Who knew?
Now, the Morse, Peter Morse that I knew, lived in a house where, you know, the bank, Fiserv Savings Bank.
Yeah,
It was a house next to it. He grew up in that house, and the bank is actually designed after the house they tore down and
Huh.
built.
yeah, it's the same, it looks
And
the
then they live
same.
on Green
yeah.
Street, too. There was a Morse
Yeah,
family.
so they lived on the Upper Green, so that,
Yeah.
and then Hanover Street, so
Yeah, and on
Interesting.
Green
that
Street.
was the information, so.
It's
He
still
was
on Green
also a
Street.
famous painter, Morse. He, actually, one of his paintings is in the Capitol in DC.
Mm.
Huh.
Landscape
you
or
go.
something?
Maybe we should
Landscape?
have-
No, it's a picture of
Yeah, awesome.
Congress in session.
Should we
Oh.
Send a
Fancier than I
copy of that
expected.
to the website committee? That sounds like something that should be on our website.
Right?
The website committee,
Committee of Army of One.
Yeah. Exactly. Me.
So, I know that in the Newbury Library, because that's how I got my information on Samuel F.B. Morse. There is a biography of Samuel F.B. Morse, and I read it 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. I might go pull that out again and see if it has anything about,
Yeah.
you know,
Any sort of
his
connection.
forebears.
To just verify where they should get
Yeah.
that information.
yeah. So, I mean, I can forward this to you if you wanna be in contact or not, or whatever, and,
Sounds
Yeah,
like,
it sounds
Yeah.
like she's just
Rich,
sharing
send it to Rich,
information,
too.
which is always nice.
yeah, so if you
I
got
don't think there's a
anybody
response
else, who-
needed.
I will forward this to Rebecca for the
Yeah.
website, or
We'll add it to him.
put some information, and to you.
Yep.
Assuming,
Okay.
assuming it is all correct.
And I'll just send it to Eva, because why not? Okay. You never know what's gonna pile up, pop out of the pile. Okay. went through schoolhouse to the roof. We're waiting on the roof. We went through that. Emails, I got through them all, finally, thank you. Schoolhouse is covered, Boston Road, update, I did that, other unfinished business.
The annual report has been completed. It's all in your packet.
Yes.
Did everybody get a copy?
Looking fancy.
Thank you, Jan, for taking care of that.
You're welcome.
I like how
I
we
get paid the big bucks.
we need a architectural historian. We need somebody. Who else can we recruit? More people. More people in.
Wow. We have one open
Seat, right?
member,
Yeah.
and
All right, good, get that done. What is this? Is this an updated list of houses?
this is, yeah, I wasn't sure if you folks have this, and I thought, while I had it out, I might as well make copies. It's, all the CRs, conservation restrictions, that we have on site that I could find. So I'm not sure, because I was trying to find if there was one for the Scotland Road, that's what I was looking for. But I didn't know if everybody had this, or had seen it before.
No, this is not, I've never
So,
seen it.
It tells you who the grantee is on the far right-hand side, and the,
We need more restrictions on this.
yeah,
It's not enough on here.
there's not enough on here, is right, so.
A short list.
I mean, the newest one I added was Nancy and the Thurlows that they have one
Yeah.
over there, but, otherwise, these were all done quite a while ago, I think, but, nothing's all that, unfortunately, that new, 2022. The Assayas
So
on Main
fi-
Street.
Is 5 Marshmallow on here twice?
Marsh
What?
Meadow Lane?
5 Marshmallow Lane, it says it's held by the Conservation Commission.
5 is.
Yeah.
1 is the barn. 5 is the,
Oh, where's 1?
Yeah, it was,
1 is, it doesn't have a CR as a pier.
Oh, these are
Conservation
Okay,
restrictions.
so these are conservation restrictions.
Yeah, just conservation
PRs.
restrictions. Yeah. You've already all gotten the PRs probably 30 times because I keep bringing it out. But yeah, that's it. So these are all conservation restrictions, and I was trying to see if the Scotland Road stuff was on here, and I do not see it, but they have a whole lot of numbers that I don't, Caldwell Farms, I don't know who some of these folks are, so I don't really know where the properties are per se, without trying to look them all
Oh,
up
they don't
again.
have I was just about to ask you, why
Yeah.
don't they have
This
addresses?
is the way it came, I just prints them as I have them.
Caldwell Farms, isn't that the development
on Orchard.
on Elm Street?
Oh,
Colby and Caldwell.
Colby Village, Caldwell
Colby.
Farms, everything else is mostly, it's got grantors' names, I don't, it's very uncompleted, if you ask me. It needs a lot more information, but in case anybody was wondering if we have any, this is the list that I found. And I don't know if it was from Chris or I forget where I got it from. I think I printed off the state or something. But
Okay, what's this,
that's for you, because you weren't at the meeting, the last meeting. That's the preservation restriction on 1
Little's Lane?
Little's Lane,
Okay.
just so you'll know, because there's a lot of problems with that property. People are always trying to buy it, and it's got the restrictions on it, and because most of them are held by the Moon.
Ooh, so I'm curious. So can we can look this up? I wanna know what's on this one.
Which one are you looking at?
I'm being quiet.
You're on the CR again?
Yeah, I'm looking at the CR. I want to know what the restrictions are on.
Oh,
Because
Well, they've got see, it's got the page and book description.
Right,
so
I'm
you
gonna
can
have to
go
look
on
that
the
up.
on the registry of deeds.
yeah, across the street.
Well, I'm sure it's a good one.
So I want to look at it.
I gotta get in there. Everybody go in there?
No,
I get an in. Just wait.
I'm so old. I get so nervous every time all the cars show up.
Same thing.
is that the mansard roof one?
No,
Probably, no,
the
yeah, I gotta do it.
Pearson Tavern.
Oh,
All right,
oh, yeah,
any new business before the board?
I've been in the other house. I just haven't been in. No,
Nope.
not on mine.
Nothing else coming up? All right, you make good progress.
Just getting through the winter.
So, how do I know we just did this, the restriction on that piece, that little piece behind the witch stone, you must have a copy of that. huh?
Yeah, it's in one of our.
It's in one of my, yeah, I
Packets.
got it somewhere. I just wanna look at
I
it.
mean, if they gave us, 10 square feet or whatever, and that other boundary wall is within that, I don't understand why we wouldn't be able to just relocate it to a deeper part of the boundary wall. I think people might freak out if they drive by and it's not there,
Just
like.
moved it, yeah.
So what are you talking about, moving it back 3 feet?
I would move it right
She
back to
just-
that other stone
Because
wall,
there's
but
like a square
it's,
in the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just exactly where it is, just back. It would just protect it, and, considering the other ones that go with that, because there's a group of 3, are in the
In the
Smithsonian.
Smithsonian, yeah.
I think we have an obligation to really protect this
Oh,
one.
I don't disagree.
Better,
I totally don't
because
disagree.
it's not, it's 3 feet off the road.
So considering these things are very fragile, is it the thing to, do we move the stone wall forward or do we move the plaque back?
I'd take the plaque back.
Yeah, move the stone
It's this thick. I mean, it's
Can they move it, you think?
substantial.
Like
It's been moved
It's
twice
been
already.
moved before,
No
yeah.
problem, like it's an easily thing that can.
Well,
They
so-
moved it when they built
Well-
Triton. That's where it used to be.
Used
Oh,
to be.
really? It
Yeah.
was all the way over at by Triton?
That's where
Well,
Dummer's house
it's not
was.
where they moved it long before that.
Okay.
Somebody moved it down to where it is.
Ah,
For
okay.
their own gain
Yeah,
Oh, is that why? it
in the
ended up
wall.
on that
That's
road?
why the Smithsonian doesn't have that one.
yeah. They have the mother
Because when
stone.
they found Mother Stone and the Door Stone
Yeah,
at both of those, because they found them when they did Triton. But, yeah, we gotta,
I'm surprised that they haven't wanted to like add it to it. Like no one's ever approached us saying like we want to add it or no. Not that we'd want to give it up, but I'm just saying like that they
They
would.
probably did it, maybe when it was,
It's probably
Originally?
too big to move if it's that big.
or maybe they didn't even associate them at first when they found it.
Right.
Because they call it a witch stone, people think it's a witch stone. It took a lot of research to find out it was a father stone. So maybe they didn't know. I could revisit Gage's.
Well, not that I want to give it to them. I find
Right.
it interesting that they
well,
have.
they've got,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
they've
gate-
got
the gate
strange
was-
things.
It shows them both.
I don't remember them
mother stone
saying
is in there.
why the Smithsonian wasn't interested in the father stone. I can call her and ask her, I know her pretty well, if it's needed.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing we need is just some idiot teenager to drive into it.
yeah,
because
after
they're
what
like-
happened with
Or
Mama
even,
35.
Yeah.
or the salt.
Yeah, I'm just more.
Or somebody coming in from town and wanting to look at it, because that traffic today was scary. I mean,
And it's a hard corner right there.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can't really
Yeah.
slow down
it
if
was
someone's
like
on your.
4:45 when I
Yeah.
was out there, and it was kind of sketchy to
Yeah.
be right there, and if you were a tourist, wanting to get a look at it, and,
Last thing we need is someone getting run over.
or falling in that hole and breaking a leg, because you could have,
Yeah.
that
But
hole was
who's
deep.
responsible for that at that point?
Yeah. So,
All right.
I just think
Bill,
it ought to
you're
be
familiar
considered.
with everything we're talking about here with that stone? All right, we'll continue the conversation, maybe so I don't think,
Or maybe,
that's just inside housekeeping, right? That doesn't have to go to a town meeting or something, that would,
I don't think so.
Oh, to have
No,
them
because-
like approve moving it or anything?
yeah,
Yeah, it would-
We're in protection of
Yeah.
that section of the land, so we decide that it's better for the
like,
protection of the
who-
stone to
So-
move it back, that's why they gave us
Who keeps up
that.
with that grass? Within the rock, within the
Build
stone
up
wall?
Well, it's
Well,
town
yeah.
property, so
Yeah.
it should be,
Don't even start with.
No, I think DPW is doing it,
that's what
it
I'm
looks
saying,
good.
it's town
It's all-
property,
It's all
so.
cut.
because they've been doing the other ones too, because
Because I would
I
just
go
want to
around
make sure that it's,
with the weed whacker in the back of
You
the
know,
car and see
just in
how they
case.
look in the summer, and they've been doing a pretty good job of keeping ahead of them. You know, the one in Green in Hanover, that one is always mowed down
Clean.
nice.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's like the stumpiest little thing.
I know.
Trying to find it.
It would
So it's
disappear,
big- it's
yeah.
big.
You look at it and
Buried.
you go, where is it?
It's
It's somewhere, oh, there it is, it's way
It's-
down there, that
It's
one is.
buried. I was just reading
But
something
it's,
about it, there's other
it's
markings
like
that we don't
this
even
way
see on that
instead
stuff.
of
But-
tall
Really?
and skinny.
Yeah.
Well, it all
It's,
depends on how good the rain is one year. You know, if you have too much rain, it's like everything is just covered, so.
Well, I think the first step would be to get some clear pictures
Yep.
and an actual drawing.
Yeah, I think we have a drawing that was submitted to us. when we
Originally.
proposed it.
I think so.
So come up with a proposed plan, and we'll go to the selectmen's, get on the
Protect the stone
agenda,
Yeah.
mission.
and go to the selectmen's meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, having the one hit on Boston Road really brought this all forward. And that would have been horrible if that had been cracked in half. And
Right.
have it be put back together, but you know, it's the number 35. The farther stone would you would never be able to just stick those back together and get
Yeah,
away with it.
wouldn't look right.
No, it just would.
It would look like some of those headstones in the first settlers burial ground they
Mhm.
tried to put back together.
Well, I always think that those people, you know, they try, because those poor things are just gonna disappear one of these days if somebody doesn't keep them up. So,
Doesn't belong to us.
Okay, we don't have anything else.
no?
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
8:03.